Okay, second graders, you're going to take your test over Tara and Tyree. This is your vocabulary, so put your name at the top, put your name at the top, put your name at the top. So if we lose it, we can find put your name at the top, Number 1. Let me get my star. All right, here we go. Number 1, he took us to the zoo. Once, long, over. He once took us to the zoo. He long took us to the zoo. He over took us to the zoo. Number 2, I ate dinner with my blank. I ate dinner with my bark, sound, family. Number 3, please blank that box over there. Break, pull, gone. Please break that box over there. Please pull that box over there. Please gone that box over there. Number 4, do you want to blank to music? Though, mayor, listen. Do you want to though to music? Do you want to mayor to music? Do you want to listen to music? And number 5, she blanked the dog barking outside. Grew, heard, early. She grew the dog barking outside. She heard the dog barking outside. She early the dog barking outside. All right, you may go on, flip the page. Here on phonics. Directions. Read each sentence and the question that follows. Fill in the circle next to the answer. I bought a present for Jill's birthday. Which word has the same sound as the OR in for? So which one has the OR sound? Core, hour, worm. Number 7. James and Lily saw a shooting star. Which word has the same sound as the R, AR, and star? Gate, part, many. Number 8. He tore open the letter. Which word has the same sound as the ORE or in tore? Is it soup, worn, tar? Has the or sound. Number 9. My mother would like more soup. Which word has the same sound as the or? Which sound has the same sound as the or in more? Storm, most, room. Number 10. We visited a farm on our vacation. Which word has the same sound as the R, AR, in farm? Care, pail, car. All right, you may go on to the next page. Okay, now you can just follow along as I read. This is a story about Helen Keller. Right here, Helen Keller. And she is a real person. Well, she was. She's not alive anymore. Let's read and learn about her. Remember, if you need to, you're going to go back and highlight where you found your answers. When Helen Keller was little, she got sick. She got well again, but she could not see or hear. No one could teach her to speak. She lived in a dark and silent world. When Helen was almost 7, Annie Sullivan became Helen's teacher. Annie knew how to teach people who could not see. She would spell out words with her fingers into Helen's hand. Annie knew that Helen thought it was only a game. Helen did not yet know that everything had a name. Helen would throw things and break them. Her parents knew she got mad because her world was dark. Annie would come to help, but Helen often tried to fight her. She was angry, but Annie was strong. She made Helen calm. One afternoon, Annie held Helen's hand in water. She spelled W-A-T-E-R into Helen's hand. She did it over and over. Helen felt Annie's finger writing the letters into her hand. I knew then that W-A-T-E-R meant the wonderful, cool something that was flowing over my hand. She wrote, everything had a name. Okay, go to the next page to read the questions. Remember, you're going to turn back to this page right here with the story to find your answers. You may highlight them. Okay, here are your questions. Let me get my star up. That's a big star, but it'll work. Read each question, fill in the circle next to the best answer. As a child, Helen Keller could not speak because she could not see, she could not hear, she could not spell. Remember, go back and look for the answer and highlight it in the story. Number 12, how did Annie Sullivan teach words to Helen? By speaking to her, by playing a game with her, by spelling out words in her hand. Go back and find the answer and highlight it. Number 13. Helen was mad because she could not spell, she could not see, she was not strong. Number 14. How did Annie teach Helen the meaning of the word water? By holding her hand in water and then spelling the word, by spelling the word and then writing it, by saying the word and then holding her hands in water. And number 15. Remember, you can pause this if I'm going too fast. What did Annie teach Helen by spelling water, water? What did she teach her? That Annie was her teacher, that spelling was easy, that everything had a name. All right, go to the next part, which is the writing part. Okay, here's your question. You're going to have to go to page 194. So get your book, go to page 194. That's where you will find the answer. Why does Jim believe that there is no such thing as a bad dog? Provide evidence to support your answer. Evidence is just clues from the book, things from the book. Here's what you need to do. Tell why Jim believes that there is no such thing as a bad dog. Use details from the story to support your answer. Make sure that each sentence you write helps the reader follow what you are writing. Try to use correct spelling, capitalization, punctuation, grammar, and sentences. When you are done and you've done all 3 or all 4 of those things, you can check them off. All right, go to the writing part. I'll help you get started. Okay, if you remember, the question asks, why does Jim believe there is no such thing as a bad dog? So here's how you're going to start your sentence. Jim believes there is no such thing as a bad dog because. That's where I'm leaving you off, and you need to fill in the rest of the sentence. So you tell me why Jim believes there is no such thing as a bad dog. When you are done and you finish this sentence, completed this sentence, you can turn in your paper, please, make sure your name is at the top. Oh, and right now I'm just making it a little darker because before it wasn't very dark and hard to see. Make sure your name's at the top. Make sure you've answered all the questions. And then you can turn it into the turn-in basket. And you can do an activity on the iPad of your choice that we've learned since it is Friday. All right, second graders, remember, go back if you need to.